This just in, Lancecast of the Newscaster here is
Trouble strikes again in another homicidal victory for the recent string of murders committed by the mysterious Xalem killer. This marks over 20 victims taken by the peculiar figure that investigators are currently what does that say? Stacy, can you fix the teleprompter?
This is the third one this week, and it's not even new.
It's kind of impressive. I mean, damn it, do we not have any other evidence?
No, we've got a note that says it wasn't me, and this flask, which is mine, and a 3DS stylus.
God damn it!
What?
It's video game related. Do you know who we're gonna have to call?
Is there not anyone else? Can we not call, like, a game store employee?
I am asking a game store employee.
Yes, honey?
Hey, don't do that. What are you doing right now?
Oh, nothing much. Just testing out gravity and regretting not having a life insurance policy.
Perfect. I need you to do the opposite, actually. In fact, I need you to help me with a mystery. I need you to take this seriously. I don't want any goofiness or silliness or any of that crap you try to pull ever. He's right behind me, isn't he?
Sorry I'm late. Traffic was a bitch. They're driving like somebody died out there.
That is the second most morbid thing I've seen today.
What the hell? This is false advertising. There's not a dead guy here.
Well, we had to make a chalk outline. Dead people scared the piss out of me.
Well, I'm no expert here. That's tape.
Well, now that we've established that, what do you make of this?
Well, it looks like somebody f***ing died.
Explain to me how we're related again.
Hold on, let me finish. I'm 5'11", 195 pounds. A white man by the name of Phil D. Morgan, running back for the local university football team. Looks like he was on the way home when he was struck in the back of the head, explaining the blood. Based on the outline of the body, the leg was broken in several places, which means this can only mean one thing. The serial killer made way of his victim by replicating the Madden Curse.
When did you get sunglasses?
Oh, I found them next to the body. I also found a copy of Madden 11 and the dude's wallet, so pretty good description of why we know who he is.
So Drew Brees did it.
No, he's too much of a saint. Anyways, you said there was about 20 other of these victims?
That's right. Strangulation. Hanged from a rope. Just trying to nail down a common denominator.
Well, I'm no good at fractions, but I think I know exactly what's going on here.
Gaming's unsolved mysteries. Rarely spoken rumors of the video game world, some with little information, some urban legends, mysteries of the video game industry that turned more heads than me in Doom 2016. That was a death joke.
We get it!
One of the first big mysteries was all the way back in 1985 with the release of Super Mario Bros., the first video game ever made, releasing nearly 5 years after Pac-Man. Players became curious of the game's secrets after discovering that you could jump over the flagpole in World 3-3. This wasn't insurmountable of a task, but what could happen if you did it in the very first level? Damn it, you can jump over the flagpole. It's all due to a glitch in which you have to line up this Koopa just right to hit him at the bottom of the screen, forcing him to continue up at the top, follow him up to the flagpole, and... yes, I did it! I finally found out what everybody was waiting on all this time. Disappointment. The level just keeps expanding forever. The developers didn't think anybody would be able to get past this, so nothing was inserted past this point. So, what's there to gain? Mystery. The answer is mystery. But this is the first of many years of suspense and illusions, so what about the mysteries that don't have answers? The ones that are truly shrouded with this aura of disbelief and wonder?
That does match up with one of the first victims.
Whoa. This is confidential information. We can't be talking about this out in the open like this where anyone can be listening.
That does mean we'll need to go to an undisclosed location, one the killer wouldn't expect.
Oh, can we get corn dogs along the way? Murder makes me really hungry.
You know, Xalem, that's one of the best ideas you've had today.
This is the worst idea you've had all day.
Thank you. So, from what we know, we are dealing with a homicidal maniac that just so happens to have a gaming fetish.
A well-informed maniac with a gaming fetish.
Right, so from what I've seen over here, it looks like all of these different instances are occurring in chronological order from when those mysteries occurred.
Just as I thought.
Go ahead and tell us more. We've got an interview with the eyewitness at 2.
You witnessed who?
Let's go back before Super Mario Bros. To 1981 in a small town near Portland, Oregon, where there lies a game system known as Polybius. Not much is known about the said arcade system, but Polybius was periodically visited by men in black to data mine the machine and gather information based off the psychology of players before it disappeared without a trace. Apparently, the game was popular enough to the point of addiction, so addicting in fact, that players supposedly suffered from side effects of playing the arcade cabinet, such as seizures, amnesia, insomnia, hallucinations. The game was reported to be developed by a German company called Sinneslotion, which loosely translates to sensory deprivation or sensory delete, but I've always thought it translated to bullshit.
I don't think that's right.
There are no records of Polybius anywhere to note. No ROMs, no copyright, no magazine articles. It's truly as if the game ceased to exist. Or never existed in the first place. The first noted report of this game was in 2000, speaking on behalf of a game made in the early 1980s that could induce mind-altering side effects, conditions that still aren't replicable by today's standards. I'm not really buying it. Rumors of the Men in Black and Area 51 were extremely popular at the time, so we saw kinds of urban legends pop up around the same time, like Kill Switch. This was similar to Polybius. The story goes that a Czechoslovakian company, Carvina Corporation, released 5,000 copies of the game Kill Switch, a game that could only ever be played once. Rumor has it that if the player died in-game, the game erased itself from the cartridge, making itself unplayable. However, much like Polybius, there are no records of this game ever mentioned in any sort of media before the 2000s.
That does perfectly match up with the first 2 cases.
But that still doesn't give us a motive. Have you considered the possibility that the killer was just bored?
He does have a point. Boredom absolutely can lead to personal injury.
Kinky. But we need to find more clues. Any news on more evidence?
Oh, perfect timing. I actually brought our eyewitness here for questioning.
You told him where we were?
Well, I wasn't gonna go to where he was. What if he tries to kill us?
So how do you want to do this?
You know, I was kind of thinking we do a whole good cop, bad cop routine.
What, like I give him an ice cream cone and then I smack it out of his hands?
Yeah, I think that'd be a good idea. Wait, why do you get to be bad cop?
What do you mean that's good cop? You know how bad ice cream is for you?
No, I don't pay attention to politics.
Whatever, man. I get to be bad cop. I have the experience.
No, I get to be bad cop. I'm talking louder. That's how you win arguments.
You guys do know I can hear the both of you, right?
Tell us what you know about Luigi!
This is Luigi, most famous for not being included in Super Mario 64, but fans had a theory that somewhere hidden in the game's files, Luigi was available as a playable character. The rumor comes from here in Peach's courtyard. There's this sign where if you barely make out the letters, it is said to read L is real 2401, hinting that Luigi was hidden somewhere in Super Mario 64's game files. No. Many proposed theories came from 2401, one of those being if you gathered all the coins across all the levels, it would total 2401 and automatically unlock Luigi. Again, no. Another theory states that 2401 lines up perfectly with the release date of Paper Mario being released on 2401. So, go ahead and say it with me now.
No.
Not only is the release date wrong, but do you really expect the developers of Nintendo to plan a 5-year Easter egg for something as small as making Luigi playable in Super Mario 64? This is the same company that f***ed up Daisy's eye in Super Smash Bros. Melee. Super Mario Bros. 3 is subject to urban legends, that being that the whole game plays out like a screenplay, with each world being a different act on a stage. Thanks, Miyamoto. The Mario series has tons of different Easter eggs like this. I mean, how can it not? Mario's more popular than grass. There's this unused asset, Noki Bay, where if you turn the camera the right way, you'll see this book speculated to be used for a cut level. Toad was speculated to be a playable character by getting a perfect score during Super Smash Bros. Melee's credit sequence. I think people tend to forget that Toad's already a playable character. All you gotta do is wait for Peach to pull it out of her Luigi fucking dies.
Don't shoot him. Give me the gun. Give me the gun!
Right after you defeat the third area boss, Luigi makes a phone call when a strike of lightning reveals Luigi's lifeless body hanging from the ceiling. Apparently, this raised rumors that the whole entire game took place in a dream state, or that Luigi died and is navigating this mansion in the afterlife, which would make a lot of sense as to why he's right next to Boo's Haunted Mansion in Super Mario 64. It's just a lighting glitch. If Nintendo really wanted to make us believe a character had died, they'd try to make it much more evident, like in The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. Link is dead, according to fan theories, with each of the 4 major areas having their own story beats that explore the concept of loss in some way. When looked more closely, this perfectly matches up with the 5 stages of grief, proving that the whole game takes place in Link's afterlife following the events of Ocarina of Time, given that Link lost. But that's just bullshit. Link's not dead. Termina is simply a parallel world. This was debunked by the Hyrule Historia. You know, this is what happens when people have too much time on their hands.
So you had too much time on your hands, which is why you killed those people.
No, of course not. I have an alibi.
Oh, really? What's that?
I didn't feel like it.
He makes a good point.
You have connections to the serial killer, and you have links to who the Xalem killer is?
No, I have links to merch though.
What?
Yeah, as Xalem's manager, I get absolutely no business, so I had to branch out, and dying's all the rage these days. So I got these Xalem Killer t-shirts.
$29.95. They already sold over 20 million units.
They're surprisingly comfortable and easy to wear.
Clothes are a popular topic among video game urban legends, or rather the lack thereof. There are all these rumors floating around the internet around the early 2000s about every single game imaginable having some sort of nude code or nude mod, Tomb Raider, GoldenEye, Metroid, which, of course, why wouldn't they? You put any sort of female in a video game and everybody and their grandma wants to fawn their eyes over looking at a pair of 32 polygon jugs. There's always some long convoluted way of triggering these nude scenes as well. You've got to go to this one specific location and press the X button 62 times, restart the game, go to the settings, take a flight to Paraguay to a small dive bar in Toro Blanco where some white guy with an eye patch will hand you a scroll revealing to you that nude mods aren't real! Unless they're in Grand Theft Auto.
All right, this is going nowhere.
You're right. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna go to the local news station to see if they've had any information on new crimes or anything. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the game store to see if anybody's coming in asking any questions. Cool? Cool.
That's actually a good idea.
Most of these rumors come from word of mouth. Notice how most of these games I mentioned came out before the internet with little to no trace of credibility until we started decoding them. You know how it goes. You're on the playground, some kid tells you, hey, if you do somersaults in front of the hoverbike girl on Planet Rilgar and Ratchet & Clank, her boobs are gonna grow bigger. Sure, and I'm supposed to believe somebody intentionally left a cat under a truck.
Welcome to the HoverCon Intergalactic Hoverboard Competition.
Pokemon is probably the most well-known for its playground rumors. Just ask any of the kids on them.
If you go anywhere near that playground, I swear on your life that I will end you.
Why, is the shirt too intimidating?
Every school had their own sort of urban legend associated with it. The one I heard most often was if you fish at this specific part of the Lake of Rage after cutting in at another certain position underneath the Lake of Rage, then you could obtain the scuba gear and dive like you could in Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. I know that sounds ridiculous now, but when I was a kid, I would believe anything. Plenty of these popped up over the years. The legendary Pokemon Mew hidden under the truck, spelling out Celebi and Ilex Forest would cause the legendary to appear. Saying Sony to Pikachu would cause Pikachu to get mad. Lickitung could evolve into Snorlax if you brought it to this Snorlax east of Vermilion City. Mew 3 could be obtained if you had a level 100 Mew and Mewtwo in your party. If you used Cut on the tall grass, it would actually cut it. Wait, that one's actually real? What the fuck? But there are two urban legends that do have some evidence behind them. One of those, of course, being the legendary Missing No. By talking to the old man who teaches you how to catch Pokemon in Viridian City and flying to Cinnabar Island, you can surf up the right-hand side and encounter a glitch that allows you to encounter the mysterious Missing No, which kind of looks like a Minecraft biome if you squint really close. This is due to how the game stores data. To start the tutorial, the game starts the name Old Man where the player's name is stored. While this is usually restored as soon as the player leaves the area and enters the tall grass, if the player travels to Cinnabar Island and surfs off the coast, the game gets confused and doesn't know which Pokemon to summon, resulting in the mysterious Missing No, crashing the game if anybody tries to capture the mysterious creature. But one mystery still unsolved to this day is the ghost girl in Lumio City in Pokemon X and Y. When entering the second floor of a certain building in Lumio City, the music stops and lights flash, revealing a small girl materializing behind the player before stating, "You're not the one," and disappearing without a trace. That being said, I'm simply paraphrasing. Some theories thought the girl would only talk to a player with a specific trainer ID, while others believed that this was an unfinished event that got cut short before development ended. At least that's what some people think. People have dug into the code, tried different trainer IDs, but none of these theories appear to be true. It looks like this is just a silly Easter egg about a spooky ghost girl.
And that perfectly matches the description of the victim before the Madden incident. Her whole body was painted a ghostly white color.
Got it. I know exactly what to ask for. Has anybody here seen a white girl recently?
I don't think so.
Detective and former Games and More employee Xalem here. I'm on a top secret mission trying to figure out who the true culprit is behind the recent Salem killings.
Have you tried Luigi?
Damn it, why didn't Jared think of that?
Have you tried Luigi?
I told him that.
While a lot of these rumors are based off of not knowing the source behind the game's code, some of these mysteries are the result of gamers wanting to believe something they don't actually see. Everybody wants to feel special. I mean, I used to tell people on the playground you could play as Donatello in Tony Hawk's American Wasteland. you know how fucking pissed I was? In Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, there were rumors that if you were roaming around the forest, there was a chance you could find Bigfoot looking around. That's right, we've come full circle. However, a developer did confirm that Bigfoot was in the game at one point before being taken out before final release, which just goes to show you, if fans believe they want you to see something, they will speculate and believe that you can see it, just like the cake room in Portal 2. If you try hard enough and glitch the game in a million different ways that I don't know how, it technically is possible to enter the cake room that appears in the credits of Portal at the end of the game.
Have you made any progress?
Yeah, I'm on Google looking for information on serial killers, but all I'm seeing is a bunch of toucans.
Damn it, I checked the game store. I just don't think it's the right season for murder.
Why are you being quiet? Why does it sound like you just got stopped dead in your tracks?
Well, that's one way of looking at it.
But all of these rumors that have come about, all of these mysteries, have mostly been in a pre-internet era, a time before we had access to all of the Pokemon secrets and Lara Croft Rule 34 videos we want. In today's age, we have the entire source code for every single game at our fingertips. While it may take a few capable individuals to be able to crack these codes and understand truly what's hidden in a game's files, we don't really see too many mysteries surrounding video games anymore. Unless developers try to f with you. Toby Fox is one of the most mysterious men in gaming. He rarely makes public appearances, he's extremely dodgy whenever anybody asks him any questions, but this shroud of mystery leaves many questions lingering in his finished work on Undertale. How did Toby Fox create Sans' voice? Was it just Patrick Star from SpongeBob stuttering which gave Sans his iconic laugh?
Maybe it's the way you're dressed. Maybe.
But if we're gonna talk about Undertale, we have to talk about W.D. Gaster. I'll try to keep this as spoiler-free as possible, but W.D. Gaster was the royal scientist before Alphys, responsible for creating one of the later areas in the game before disappearing without a trace. His inclusion remains a complete mystery in the Undertale world, with each character providing different reasons for his disappearance. Some players believe that he's watching over the player during the entirety of their playthrough. Even stranger, if you name your character Gaster at the beginning of a new file, the game physically crashes and you have to start back your whole Undertale journey before. I know! 30 seconds is a long time. Funnily enough, though, Gaster still manages to make his appearance in many other ways without directly relating to his existence. You know, because Toby Fox just likes to f with people.
Okay, I got here as soon as I could. He's dead.
Yeah, and this leaves me with a bit of concern, too. I mean, we jumped straight from 2011 to 2015, so what's gonna happen whenever we get to 2022? What's he gonna do next?
Why did you say he? We never found out if it's male or female.
What are you saying?
Kinda curious as to why these are all cases that you've known about. Makes me wonder why you wanted to split up.
You're breaking up with me?
The murders, damn it!
Look, I would remember if I killed somebody. Okay, I have a really good memory, and I would have remembered if I murdered somebody.
You're avoiding the question.
Oh, and you're trying to pin this on me? You're the one that suggested we go on this case in the first place. How do I know you're not trying to pin this on me? By the way, where's Rachel? She's got a murdery vibe going on with her.
But if one rumor is truly a mystery above all others, one that's made their way into national media, it is none other than the Madden Curse. The story goes that if you are chosen and accepted to appear on the cover of that year's installment of Madden, you are prone to have either a very poor performance that season, or more likely, a season-impacting injury. In the first year, a cover athlete was chosen in 1999. Garrison Hurst suffered a bad ankle break and he didn't play again until 2001. The following year, with two cover athletes, Barry Sanders unexpectedly retired, Dorsey Levens had an injury that affected his 2000 season, in which he never recovered performance-wise from. Dante Culpepper was the 2002 cover athlete and suffered a back injury in his 11th game of the season. Marshall Faulk suffered an ankle injury in 2002, causing him to miss 5 games of his season. 5 days after Madden 2004 was released, Michael Vick was injured during a preseason game, being only able to participate in 5 regular season games, and then was arrested years later for things I'm not going to talk about because I'm not a fan of two bitches fighting.
We want to hang out. You just want to play Uno, okay?
It's not hard to think there's something at play here, but roughly 80% of cover athletes for Madden have suffered some irregular consequence the season following. Was this just because they had such fantastic seasons that they were under pressure to overperform? Was there increased popularity causing them to be targeted by other players, resulting in more injuries and higher potential to face season-ending injuries?
I don't know.
That's what they all say.
Look, you've got to understand what's going on here. This dude is trying to pit us against each other to make us think one of us is the killer, when in reality, it's just some dude in their basement trying to get their rocks off to Mega Man 4.
What happened in Mega Man 4?
I don't remember.
Okay, let's just look at our list of suspects. We've got Lance Castor, the newscaster, who has reported all the bodies. Which, you know what they say, you always return to the scene of the crime.
Nick Green from Games & More, who recently had a stint with Poverty, who has an overwhelming knowledge on video games.
You, who has never been able to accomplish anything in his life, but also has an even larger abundance of knowledge.
There's you, Jared, who has the perfect alibi for covering up all the bodies, which, might I say, would be really impressive and smart.
There's Xalem's manager who has the Salem Killer clothing line raking in thousands of dollars, meaning, why on earth would you want to waste that opportunity? By the way, what's his name?
You know, that's a good question. I'm not exactly sure. And then there's Rachel, who could be an odd twist to have the sole female cast member be the killer, which is kind of sexist, but also kind of makes sense because she split up from us a long time ago and we haven't been able to see her since.
Yeah, but don't you think that would be kind of trivial?
Yeah, just a little bit. Wait, Rachel, where the hell have you been at?
Doing my job, trying to find a serial killer. I'm texting him right now.
Oh, really? Oh, can you ask me if he's wearing a little funny hat?
So he says that the next body will be found in the hidden church in the woods behind the Waffle House on 2nd and 16th Street.
That's near.
Yeah, it's only a couple of miles away from the exit right off 2B, so we can hightail it over there now.
No. I mean, that's near. In July 2022, a Reddit user by the name of Sad Futago posted a video of him entering a never-before-seen door in one of the spoilery areas of 2017's Nier Automata, because I still don't know how to say this word right. Sad Futago was able to get inside a door leading to a church with a brand new, never-before-seen area, including ladders, winding staircases, and this weird cathedral-type area. Yoko Taro is known for his odd antics and Easter eggs hidden in games, but as far as this hidden secret was concerned, nobody was able to replicate this in any shape or form. Rumors spread that this was a mod, despite no modding tools even existed to make this heavily of a change to the base game. Maybe this was an alternate reality game concocted by Yoko Taro and the team at Platinum, gearing up to promote the new Switch port releasing later that year. In the end, it did turn out that this was just a very intense, very fleshed out, and polished mod created by a team of 3 individuals, but the whirlwind that this sent the Nier community in, the chaos that ensued on social media for the following days, this is the reason urban legends have such an impact on gaming. They're just rumors, they say. They're just myths people have fabricated over the years, like the rock formation of Stonehenge and the Great Pyramids of Egypt. But these are pieces of history created in the past 50 years, objects that, whether real or not, had to be created by people who are still living today and have some of these undisclosed secrets locked away. Whether it's something fabricated by the video game community or segments intentionally hidden by the developers to get word of mouth going and promote their product, when you really love a video game and somebody tells you something that you don't know about it and can't even find an answer to, that's gonna stay in your mind and make you wonder, what kind of surprises are we going to look forward to next?
Well, this isn't the church from Nier Automata.
Guess who?
Oh, I love 20 questions. Are you the mustachioed man with an older brother who typically wears a green hat?
No, I'm the Salem Killer you've been looking for this entire time. I'm not one to dabble in the arts of silly hats.
Well, that's disappointing.
Do you know why I've brought you here today?
Well, based on the gun pointed at my head and the dead body that I found earlier, I'm guessing you're probably not a big fan of charades.
Cut the shit.
Ow, can you not do that? You know those are guns and those can hurt people, right?
I've read the terms and conditions.
Who are you anyways, and why did you want to lead the private investigators here?
Not the police here. You.
Never met him.
That's what you said last time. Turn around.
A random pedestrian?
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Lancaster the newscaster, but... why?
Well, reason number 1, I was bored.
I knew it!
You know, Rachel, I've learned 2 things today. 1, never let Xalem rope you into anything. And 2, corn dogs really give me the shits. Where is Xalem anyway?
Reason number 15, it's actually really good to get out of the house with that. I mean, you get out a lot. Like, do you know how many steps you can get a day when you're walking from location to location?
Can you just get to the point?
Isn't it fairly obvious? I'm a newscaster. I'm meant to be behind the TV.
Your point?
Do you know how tough it is for me to sit back and try and watch somebody else live the spotlight? My job is to report the news, tell people what's going on in the world. But instead, all that I ever see is you and your stupid TV show about Wii Fits and your opinions on Sonic the Hedgehog. Not to mention, every single time our paths do cross, you managed to find some way to stab me in the back and ruin my production.
You know, this dialogue has been going on for a while. Can we kind of speed it up a little bit? I'm getting a little bit past my run.
I'm not done! I saw you when you were walking around town talking about Nier Omnipotent Octagon when I came up with a plan. I knew how deep your passion ran with Nier, I'm not repeating that title, and so I wanted to take everything you love about video games, take the game that you claim changed your life, and use it against you to finally get my much needed time in the spotlight.
You know what, honestly, that's really corny and stupid, but you know what, I fully respect it. If you want to kill me, you have my full extent permission.
Wait, really?
Yeah, absolutely. I completely deserve that, but you know, it's not like you can actually kill me anyways. Killing people's illegal.
I literally hate every single thing about you.
Oh, if you're gonna kill me, can you actually use the other microphone? I really like the sound effects that it does to your voice.
Okay, I'm getting really tired of this, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and... Oh! Oh!
Now what?
This just in, Lancecaster the newscaster and secret serial killer has been caught and detained by local authorities.
Stacy, do not look at the teleprompter.
Sorry,
Look at the camera.
I'm sorry, I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't care, Stacy. I need you to just look. Just look.
You know what, Xalem? I'm not one to say this, but I'm actually kind of impressed.
I actually impressed. I'm down.
Don't. But seriously, give yourself some credit. You actually managed to find out when and where the killer was going to strike.
No, I didn't. I didn't contribute anything. You were the one that shot him, and Rachel was the one that found him on her phone.
Actually, the whole reason she Googled his location in the first place was because you mentioned Polybius, and his name came up in an ad.
I don't think I buy that. It seems like you're just telling me that because she couldn't be here right now.
Well, that may be true, but a local news team is actually going to turn your story into one of their segments, just behind croissants. Are they just cursive biscuits?
I can live with that, because, you know, I may have actually almost died, but it feels good to be able to take all of this useless video game knowledge and actually apply it to something for once. I actually feel accomplished. Oh my god, what is this weird feeling I've got in my stomach right now?
Oh yeah, totally forgot about this. The folks at the station actually want to give you just a little bit of a gift. Nothing crazy, just a little thank you for helping us out.
Oh, I really hope it's those little birds that they made in the 1970s where you put them on your desk and then they take their hands and they dip their little beaks in the water and then they come back up and then they just keep doing that.
It was not.
Or maybe I was wrong again! You know, I can't complain too much. It's not every day I get to go on a serial killer spree looking at gaming's unsolved mysteries just to fight somebody who I thought was my friend and in the end just tried to kill me, but anywho. Dear Xalem, I hope you are doing well. I am writing today as part of an effort to let you know that you... I just got an offer to write and star in my own movie.